I like to give thanks for all sorts of things. So today I'm giving thanks for these 15 eyeshadow palettes that would be perfect to wear on the big turkey day. You may own some of these, you may not. Maybe this will inspire you to get out your palettes that have a similar color story, but get ready. I'm gonna show you guys 15 palettes to wear on Thanksgiving. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Aleisha Budget Beauty. My name is Aleisha. Here on my channel, I love all things affordable fashion, beauty, and fragrance. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, eyeshadow palette category videos, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, subscribe, be a friend. I'm thankful for you. Okay, you guys, I did this last year. I don't remember how many I had. I don't know if some of these are repeats. Honestly, I can't remember, but I really like doing these videos, just going through my collection, really thinking about how they fit in different categories. It also helps me dive into more of my palettes. When I really think about them, I want to wear them more. So I encourage you guys to do the same with your own collections. And again, this video is not to try to get you guys to go out and buy 15 palettes. This is just getting you to look at your color stories a little bit more meticulously. Maybe it will just inspire you. So, okay, let's go ahead and start with the two palettes that's on my eyes today. I did a little combo action and I really like it. By the way I chose these palettes, obviously, I mean, Thanksgiving, we know obvious color story like orange and stuff, but I also kind of looked at this is oranges and sort of like cranberries mixed in with some sort of like fall neutrals. I didn't want to be too repetitive and just show all my fall palettes, so I didn't really include more like green woody sort of palettes. These are all ones that kind of look like a Thanksgiving spread on the table. So the two palettes that are on my eyes today are the Citrus Punch palette. And I did want to use this on my eyes to show you guys you could use this as a fall palette, because I think a lot of people think of this as just a summery palette, but I definitely see some fall in here. I want to say, I think my friend Renita, Colorful Indian, was the one that made me look at this as a fall palette. If I'm not mistaken, she one time said she sees fall in this, and I personally never thought about it, but she was right. You could definitely use these as sort of your cranberry shades, and then you have your orangey shades as well. So I have some of them on my eyes right now, and then I also mixed it in with a Viseart palette and the Manet Entendu palette by Viseart. And this is a, pretty neutral palette, but you do have like lots of warm tones in here that I saw a little bit of, I think I left this out of my fall palette. So I don't even think I thought about including it, but I see some Thanksgiving here because, the orange shimmers in here, which I do have on the lid. And I also use the brown and then this sort of like peachy tone just to kind of blend everything in. And hey, I really like this look. I think that I look nice and festive, like I've got cranberry pumpkin, and that says Thanksgiving to me. So those are the first two palettes. Now we have the palette that you guys, I keep telling myself to use this palette more, and this video, I'm gonna leave it out. This is what I love about doing these videos. I'm gonna leave it out and I'm gonna use this sucker. This is the Maneater After Dark, or is this Maneater? Yes, After Dark, by Tarte. I love this palette and I never think to use it. I don't know why. It's really beautiful. This is my favorite Tarte palette. I don't think that they've been able to capture the lightning in the bottle that they did with this one. And this also seems to be one that everyone freaked out about and then everyone forgot about, including myself. So you definitely could pull this out, you guys, for Thanksgiving. I especially love this heated shimmer. It's so pretty. You have that sort of mustardy yellow in there. You could do the warm brownie neutrals. If you have this one and you're not sure what to wear on Thanksgiving, don't forget about it like me, and I'm keeping this sucker out. Okay, next up we have the Zendo palette by Natasha Denona. I mean, I think the packaging just kind of says Thanksgiving itself, but here is the inside. Now, part of this doesn't say Thanksgiving to me, but you cover that up, and this 9-pan is absolutely Thanksgiving. And I never thought about this, but let me grab this one that I was gonna show anyway. This is the Eastern Fall palette by Sydney Grace. I never thought about how much these kind of resemble each other. If you cover that up, this one's a little bit cooler tone, I think. And then this is a little bit warmer. This is a little bit more muted, the Sydney Grace. So you could definitely do a combination. If you have these two palettes, you could get them out and mix them together. But I never realized that till I pulled it out. That's another reason it's fun to do these videos. But yes, you could use that side of the Zendo, and then the Eastern Fall. If you're someone that's like, I love, you know, Thanksgiving colors, I love fall, but like I like a little pink girly thing, then you've got that pink matte in this palette. Next up, we have the Neutrals palette from Cosmic Brushes. And this one's probably the most kind of borderline. I wasn't trying to go this direction because this is more kind of earthy instead of like festive Thanksgiving. But it's this Desire shade. It's such an ultimate like Thanksgiving shifty shimmer in here. So if you want that sort of green, gold, red pop on the lid, you could definitely bust this out. And then the rest are kind of neutral in here, but it's just that shade screams Thanksgiving to me personally. All right, next we have the DD Signature, the Classic Autumn Eyeshadow Palette. Here she is. The outlier in here is probably this purpley tone. Otherwise, the rest of it looks very, very fall and festive. I really love this figs and apricots. These two shimmers are really pretty in here. So if you have this one, you could definitely get it out. Then we have the Too Faced Appley in Love palette. And this kind of gives me, obviously, like thinking like apple pie. And here she is inside. I really, really enjoy this palette. I think it's so, so, so cute. Get really pretty looks from this. The green throws it off to me a little bit Thanksgiving-like. You just take those two out, but the whole rest of it definitely screams Thanksgiving. Then I remember saying this when I reviewed this palette, and it came out spring, summer. But this is the Peach Perfect palette by Gourmande Girls. And I remember saying you could definitely do fall with this. And I recently used this just a few days ago. I wanted to get it back out. And I remembered why I love this palette so much. And that is, I love double dutying this palette for the cheeks. These shades right here are so pretty as an ombre cheek, and you can actually also use this one too if you want to lighten it up even more. So that's what I did on that day, and then I went in with just the peachy tones. Yes, you can include the greens, you know, if you don't want to go too on the nose, but if you want to stick to the orangey peach and keep that your Thanksgiving look. But if you have this palette and you haven't tried those on the cheeks, I highly recommend it. All right, next, this is a palette that ends up in so many of my palette videos. It is the Red Dragon palette by Oden's Eye, and it just fits so many categories. I know I had this one, it will definitely as a fall palette, but I think I had this one even as maybe neutral with pops of color or something like that, maybe earthy, I don't know, but it pops up all the time. It's a really versatile palette. It says Thanksgiving to me, this bright orangey red in here, your more muted orange, and your neutral tones. So this is one that was limited edition, not available. That was a mistake on their part. I think that whole collection was one of their best, but if you have it, don't forget about it. All right, next we have the Sumerian Sunset palette by Adept. To me, this is the most like, wow, bam, pop Thanksgiving palette you could use. Like if you want to show up to your Thanksgiving lunch or dinner and everyone say, what is on your eyes? People that don't know makeup, this is it. Like it's so shifty and beautiful. This one has always been one that I'm like, ultimate Thanksgiving pop palette. All right, then we have the Nomad Cosmetics Hudson Valley palette. This side is definitely screams Thanksgiving spread here, but this is also one that if you know you want to kind of tone it down a little bit to include some more muted tones, you could go into the cooler side of the palette. But I also really recommend this palette, and this is a restraint that I have a hard time doing myself. Just do the mattes in here, and like the red orange, this orangey here and like this yellowy, like this quad. If you just stick to those mattes, it is such a striking look. I did that I think I did that in my last Thanksgiving palettes video last year. And I just pulled out that picture today and posted it on Instagram stories because, man, that was just such a pretty look. It was on this day a year ago is why I did that. And I didn't use any shimmers and that look was just so pretty. All right, this is for, you know, those that may not be into indie. Maybe you have this palette or something like it. This is Smashbox, the Fiery Vibes palette. So this is just a simple little neutral palette, but that does have that sort of fiery orangey tones in it. You could definitely get this one out. This would be a perfect one if you're traveling and you don't want to take a big palette with you, or maybe it's a palette that you don't care if something happens to it, because I like this one. It's not like the best in my collection. If I lost it, I wouldn't be super sad, but I like to have it because I think it's a good one to just like throw in a bag. So Fiery Vibes. And then we have Pumpkin Kisses and Autumn Wishes by MBA Cosmetics. And this is a really, really excellent palette. This is another one I need to leave out and use this month before Thanksgiving. The formula in here is really, really nice. It really makes the eyes pop. I really like the shimmers in here. You've got bright oranges. Such a goodie. And the last one I have is another Simply Posh. It is the Cozy Cabin Holiday Edition. We keep saying this might come back out, and I think that is the plan. I know she has another winter release coming out. I think there's been a bit of a delay, so keep your eyes open for this one. But this is that ultimate half and half. This is what I close Thanksgiving out in, is this side here, and then you can move directly into your winter with this side here. But that is it, you guys. Those are 15 eyeshadow palettes that you could possibly use for your Thanksgiving. I want to say I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm thankful that you guys keep showing up here, that you leave the sweetest comments and encourage me. It really means a lot to me. There were many, many times I was going to quit YouTube, and so many of you kept me going, and I'm so thankful for you. I thank you so much for watching today, and as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping, and happy Thanksgiving holidays. Bye.